that time of year once again where summer transfer rumours, they're heating up. The rumour mill is at full speed at the moment. And whilst Chelsea have Champions League on the horizon, it is confirmed now. Now is the time to recruit more than ever before. We've been quick off the mark with Liam Delap, which, as of recording, is more or less a done deal. I think we've just in the last half an hour come to an agreement, so that'll be done in time for the Club World Cup. Let's hope we can continue our attack throughout and not leave it all until the last minute. Of course, I'll be bringing you transfer daily streams every day, 6 p.m. during weekdays and 2 p.m. on the weekend from the 16th of June onwards. Straight away, we go into goalkeeping position, and there's a few options that we can go with. Do we stick with Robert Sanchez? Do we twist and go with Georgi Petrovic? Obviously had a very good season. A very good season. I think, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the standout figures in French football. Georgi Petrovic, of course, just on loan at Strasbourg, and not the only player on loan at Strasbourg that will be returning. But it does beg the question, do we go for him, or do we go for someone like a Sells? We can offer him Champions League football, something that he'd worked hard for to get with Nottingham Forest and fell just short. Obviously, on the older side, I think about 33 years old, but probably worth at least inquiring about. I think he is just a little bit too old. In fact, he's not a little bit too old. I think he's 6 years older than the average player, or the oldest player at Chelsea at the moment, 27 years old, not including Bettinelli, who coincidentally is a goalkeeper. I can imagine that we'll probably be eyeing someone like Coble. He's been on the radar for many clubs, but also Chelsea have been linked with him in the past. But realistically, this is one of the main positions that we need to sew up, because for me, going into Champions League, we've got two things that need sewing up, and that is at both ends. The goalkeeper needs to change. The striker needs to change. So if we can secure someone as a goalkeeper that can, go into the Champions League phase and give us some sort of confidence in goal, then, I'd be very happy. Personally, I would be very happy with Petrovic to be that guy. I just think, based on what we've seen and what we've heard more so, I think Petrovic has got all the capabilities. And honestly, when he was playing for Chelsea, when he was Chelsea's goalkeeper during that period when Sanchez was injured, I liked him. I had no issues with him. I had no problem with him. So for him to come back into the team, I would absolutely be okay with that. Moving on into defence, and with the likes of Badiashile and Trevor Chalobah both looking like they could be leaving, possibly, we need to recruit defenders. Top of the list appears to be Branthwaite of Everton, clearly too talented to be playing there next season. He'll be attracting a lot of attention. And again, with UCL secured, the bargaining chip will come in handy. The most recent quote coming out about him is that Chelsea want Branthwaite and have reached out to the player's side. So far, the asking price is too high, but there's a feeling that the defender is destined to move this window, and Chelsea sense an opportunity. I think, given the fact that I think we need someone who is on the taller side, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly sure he is on the taller side, 6'5", 6'5" as a defender. Obviously, we don't have, we've got tallish players like the likes of Tosin, right? How tall is he? I would imagine he's probably quite the same, 6'5", yeah. But again, not the kind of quality that we're looking for going in. Mark Gurhey, on the other hand, is another player which we've been linked with. But for my reckoning, and from what I've seen, what we've been seeing in terms of transfer rumours and whatnot, links to Newcastle seem strong. He's only 6 foot as well, so I just don't see that being someone that we realistically go for at this point. In midfield, pretty solid, albeit we're still relying on, Lavia to stay fit all season. The likes of KDH, I think, are inevitably either going on loan or getting sold. So a replacement is needed. Obviously, we have Andre Santos coming into the fray next season, virtually a new signing in many respects, never really played for the club in any way, shape or form to any degree. But at the same time, he's done great at Strasbourg last season, looking to prove that he is as good as people say that he is. Perhaps not an immediate first-team player. He would obviously have to rival Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, even Palmer if he was to go a little bit further forward. It's just not going to happen realistically. So where he sort of fits in, I don't know. But I'll be interested to see during the Club World Cup, during pre-season, his sort of like stake, he's gonna put all his cards out, and we're gonna see a good player. I think I'm really excited to see Andre Santos. In terms of wingers, Mudryk, Sterling, Sancho, maybe even the likes of Neto and Madueke, all looking like possible departures. The first three in Mudryk, Sterling, and Sancho, for all my liking, can leave. Or with Mudryk, it's a bit hard because we don't know what's going on with him. I don't think he's going to be playing for Chelsea anytime soon. So he's as good as gone. Sterling can go. Sancho can go. I know we're still sort of like, if Sancho can lower his wages, then we'll kind of go with it. I just don't think it's worth it. I'm not impressed by what I've seen. He scored in the final. He scored a lot of goals in the conference. Well, no, I don't think he did. Well, I was convinced that he did. But either way, it just seemed like he showed up in certain moments, but never enough for my liking. So the need to recruit wingers is huge. Morgan Rogers is amongst the names in terms of attacking midfielders that we have an eye on. Nico Williams as well, more suited to the wing, is a name that we've been linked with for a while now. I remember we were doing it during the last transfer deadline day and the one before that as well. But he will be in high demand, no doubts. Could we swoop in for a Kudus, maybe a Doku? Who knows? Who knows? But we need to fill the inevitable gaps that are going to come. We've been linked with Jamie Gittins, who, for what I can tell, absolutely no one wants in terms of Chelsea fan base. And absolutely everyone thinks that we can recruit someone better. I think the overall consensus from what I've seen is that we could probably get him, whether we had Champions League football next season or not. And that we could definitely do better. And the options that are available at the moment, given the fact that we have Champions League, they are quite big at the moment. And I just, from what I know of him, I don't watch loads of Dortmund, I'll be honest with you, so I don't know too much, but I know we've been linked with Gittins for a while now. I can understand why people would want to go for someone a little bit more high profile. Talking high profile, we need a high-profile striker. For me, Jackson's time as our main guy up top is over. I don't want to see him leading the line next season, especially in the Champions League. We need goals. We need goals, and he's just not going to do that. So on the elite stage, I think the pressure would get to him even more than ever. Now, I've been loud about my option, my option being Mateta, which we have no links with whatsoever that have come out at all as of yet, and he doesn't have European experience himself. So for me to say one thing about Jackson and then Mateta, it's just not. It's not feasible. So with all eyes on the likes of Osimhen, the likes of Gyökeres, Sesko and alike, all being the topic of conversation, would a move for an Ollie Watkins, who has Champions League experience, by the way, be off the cards? Or is the need for an elite level name for our striker absolutely imperative for next season? Hugo Ekitike is a name thrown about a lot as of late, leading the line for Frankfurt, just 22 years of age, absolute monster, standing at about 6'3" tall, 15 goals in 33 league appearances for the club, 4 goals in 12 in Europe this season. Would he be a viable option? We've been linked with him. There's a lot of rumours going around about him. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on all the positions. Where do we need signings? Who do you want? And why? Let me know in the comments down below. With that said, as always, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. With that said, my name is Harry. Up the Chelsea, and peace.